All right, now I want to go over the scanner. This is the production stuff I was working on. The scanner we have before is, I basically need to merge these two. Just make sure I'm not missing anything from here when I move it over to here. I won't do that right this second, but I'll do that later. So really quick, let's go over this. What happens in this is it starts a thread that runs a task every 1 second. That's this task. And it just repeats while true, it repeats. Um, and then this is the Polygon WebSockets, which every message that comes in, which is a data point for stock per second, it does this. I did notice it doesn't happen every second for every stock, it seems like, but it's maybe just because there's no trades every second. I don't know. But, or it's a little bit slow, something. It's not perfect, but it works okay. Anyways, coming back to that, here's some imports. I'm using Firebase to handle, um, basically to do the real-time alerts, which I'll kind of talk about in a second, or in a little bit. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's the usual poly key, and I'm also getting the Firebase user ID. Do I need poly key? What is that for? Oh yeah, that's for the WebSockets. Firebase user ID is Firebase user ID is something I made up. It's just a random string of characters I use to make sure that um, basically some security on the database. Anyways, this is a credentials file, service account credentials for Firebase, and this is initializing that. These targets things I'll come back to. This map thing I'll come back to. Then it's just basically getting a reference to the current date to in the alerts for the user ID, and it'll add the alerts. It'll push them to a list um, for each alert. So let's start first at this timing thing because it'll make the most sense. So this thing runs every second, and it's bringing in the targets and warnings, which is a global variable because I need to refer to them somewhere else in another function. Obviously, there's other ways to do that, but this is how I'm doing it. It sets a uh, basically modified time of the file that is created by the get calculations. It's not being created yet, but that's the next basically last step as far as production anyways. It gets the modified time. First of all, it sets it to 0, and then it runs this thing every second. So what does this do? First, it checks if the file exists. The percent up down targets file basically is what that is. And then it gets the modified time if it does exist. And if the modified time is greater than the last time, which it'll definitely be at first because it's 0, then it says percent. First of all, it sets the last time now to this modified time. It resets the targets immediately. And going back to that again, um, let me see something. The point of this was so that they get updated as fast as possible, and that happens there. So it's not having stale targets in there that are being hit. Um, there's a small window where that could happen, but hopefully that's not a problem. And then and there are ways to address that too, but anyways, um, think about those later. So percent up and down targets warnings is none. Um, basically, I'm reading from that file now because it's been modified. And I say I'm trying to load the JSON from it. Basically, I'm just making sure there's valid JSON in there. That's the whole point of this. And it reads it into targets, and because there's a object that has a property called targets, this is also an object. So this is being set here. And then same thing here with the warnings. Um, I have been thinking about should I have just targets and then manually calculate the warnings, but really I do want to make sure everything's as fast as possible. And maybe that's not where I should be focusing on making things fast, but I want that all to be done pre-computed so I can just check uh, either one. And it also makes sense in my head. So, and then last thing is if it doesn't exist, then you set the M time to 0. Always set the M time to 0. This is in case it actually accidentally gets deleted or somehow gets deleted, then it will reset that to 0. So then when it gets created again, it'll pick it up again. So that's that function. Now this function, handle message. So this happens every message that comes in from the WebSockets. It basically loads for the symbol, that's M dot symbol. So it loads in the targets dictionary uh, from targets, which is this global variable. Wait, why does that work actually? Oh, because I'm not modifying it. Yeah, if you don't modify something, you don't have to declare global. If you do modify it, you do. I believe that's how it works. Anyways, target dict, targets.get. So this is getting, where it's being set down here. It's getting one of those for that symbol and the warnings as well. And if either one of these exists, it's going to do something. If they don't, then it doesn't care. And basically what it's doing is this line is using this list comprehension to enumerate the high and the low. So I have two, here, let me just show you what this would look like. So it's like this, and you have like apple, and then you have high. I thought about different ways to organize this, but this is the one I came up with for a few reasons. I wanted it to easily be able to look at the stocks. Well, I guess I was thinking also about just having a overall high category and overall low and putting the stocks inside of those. Um, that would be less repetition, right? Smaller file. Eh, I'm not sure. I don't know. I have to get the ones for each one. I'm not sure. This is how I decided to do it. And yeah, this is getting target dict high, so this would be this, and target dict low, which is the list. And it's saying it's going over these and it's grabbing the value, which would be this, and it's grabbing I, which is the index. So this is going to be like $100, 102 or something. This will be like $90 and then 85 or something. So this would be the 2%. I'm sorry, yeah, this would be like the 2% above. This would be the 5% above. This would be the um, sorry, this would be the 9, not the 9, the 2% below. This would be the 5% below. Um, and I'm going, and that's what this map is for, by the way. So notice the position here matches up with the position here, the position here. That's how I decided to do it, just for a few reasons. I think it's faster than some other approaches. I don't know, and it just kind of makes sense. But so that's the index, and then obviously the value is the actual value, and it's saying if the high is above, so if the high of that 1 second bar is greater than or equal to the value, then it hit your target. Um, and it would include that index. So this would be the high indexes. So this, it would give us back say it was the high was 101, it would just give us back this. If it was 105, it would give us back both of them. I'm not going to talk about the low because it's the same idea. And then basically if that has a length now, because if it was like 90, or I'm sorry, if it was like 98, then for the high this would be nothing. The high indexes would be an empty list, so it's checking if it has a length. And if it does, it's going to send an alert. And what it's going to do is send the highest value index. So that it appears there. So if it hit both the 2 and the 5, I would want to, that really wouldn't happen in practice, at least not those kind of things, but I'd want to do the highest one. And I'll get to why in a minute. This would be a target hit alert type. This is for basically the front end, how it handles it. Ticker is a symbol, and I'm passing through this target dict high into that alert. And that's that. How do the alerts work? Last thing. Alerts. And I'll get back to these two within here. So ticker, I have default value of empty string. I'm kind of doing some of this just to make sure it's being handled on the front end without crashing. I'll have to review that and maybe change how this works later, but for now, this is how I'm doing it. Alert type unknown and calc index is none. Basically, we need a calc index because if we don't have one, let me see what that is. I want to make sure. Yeah, it's the max of these. If there is none, then this doesn't make sense to send an alert, so it returns. These are coming in here because they're modified. And I'm sorry, I'm declaring global because they are modified in here. Percent up down level. So that would be, in this case, the max, let's say it hit 105. The max would be index, this is index 0, this is index 1, so this would be 1. So this value would be percent up down map 1. So this would be 5. So this would say percent up down level would be 5. That's the level. And then if alert type is target warn is handled similarly to target hit. It just reads from the different dictionaries. The code is the same, so I'm only going to go over one of them. This doesn't need to be there. Get rid of that. So let's go over this. So if the alert type is target hit, basically you look at targets hit, which is here, and you want to update these, or if they already exist, don't do the warning. So if basically this ticker and that at that level already exists, so let's say 5 or 2 already exists, then you want to return and not send the alert. If it doesn't exist, then you do this stuff. And I know there's definitely way more efficient ways to do what I'm doing, but this is what I come up with initially, and I might change it down the road. We'll see. Target hit dict. So if it doesn't exist, then you return. If it does exist, then you process it here. And basically, I just want to update these two dictionaries to make sure that if it sees that again, it doesn't send the alert because I want to do one per day for now. So if it target hit dict exists for this ticker, I'm sorry, if how does this work actually? Oh yeah, if the ticker already exists. So there's already an apple, but maybe it's maybe you've done 2 already, but you don't have 5, and that's what's coming in now. So that already exists. Then you say, I'm doing the same thing here. Technically, I wouldn't need to do the loop for one of them, but I want to say for each level in the highest level that came in or whatever level and below. So if this came in, I want to update it to this. If this came in, sorry, I want to update it for this and this. If this came in, only this. So it goes, down the list like that. That's what the slice here is for. And for each one of those, it updates the target dict and then sets it there. Again, if 5 came in, it would set both 5 and 2 to 1. If only 2 came in, then it would only set 2 to 1. Okay. And then it just gets the current timestamp. This is in seconds. It sets the ticker to the ticker coming in, which I really realize I do not need to do that at all. In fact, let's just delete this. Alert type, delete that, doesn't make sense. Strategy, this could be set more dynamically, but for now, this is how it's going to be set. I have some other information that's coming through, which is just the level for now. That's, again, being set here, and then being set here. Target price, price ticked calc index. So yeah, the target price is going to be the actual value at that index. So that's why I'm passing in the price dict here. Target dict. Yeah, so it's the actual price value there. And then, do I have that example still? Yeah, so it'd be like 100 or 102. Let's get rid of that, by the way. And what else? And then this warning, this is hard-coded here. You'd probably want to load this from a config or something, so it's available in the other file that actually does the warning stuff. I'll probably do that later. If alert type is target warn, and then this is a way for the front end to show it's 1% below the target price or whatever when it sends those alerts. Okay. And then it just creates this object from that, and then for now I'm printing it or pushing it. Let me actually only push it. It pushes it to the real-time database in Firebase, and then the front end reads from that. And when it sees these things come in, it sends alerts out, and it sends alerts out, and it puts it in the front end interface in real time, or when it reads it from the database. Another way I could do that is I might eventually send an email here or an alert as well, like a push alert. But for now, this is what we're doing. All right, so there's that. Next thing I want to do is consolidate these. So let's do that. And then I'll take a break. And then after that, I want to come back and do... There's an issue with holidays. It's not necessary, but basically on holidays, I don't want to run certain things. So I will have to deal with that later. I'm actually going to get rid of this. I no longer need this there. I already know how I'm doing that. Runs every 15 minutes, saves, scanner reads from file, and does alerts. I can get rid of that. In prod, it just saves a pen stuff file. Yep. Already doing that for prod. If it misses it, error out, done for the day. I'll add this to the notes because I'm not really sure exactly what to do with that for now. And I'll move these right here. And also, where's the notes? I'll just throw this in here for now. Aftermarket close, not before. Check polygon. Yeah, I already did that. I already talked about that. So this up here. Okay. What else? Format. Scanner. Did I change util and not format it? I think it's fine. What about init data? Slight formatting. Let's just do that. Do that. Notes, add this. And let's consolidate these two things. Close all these, open this, open this. So how is this working exactly? So you have an argument parser. Here, let's do this. Okay, OS. Here, I'm just gonna delete things as I see them. OS JSON arg parse. Let's move over here. Typing and date times there. This is there. Pandas. What am I using pandas for? Ah, true. Okay. Pandas, let's throw it right there. And get trading dates. What am I using that for? I am doing that. It's working a little bit roundabout way, but that is happening. Actually, at 15-minute timer mark. I could actually, instead of relying on waiting for the other thing to update that, I could do it immediately in here. Since this runs every second, I'm actually going to grab this and throw it over here. Um, yeah. Okay. Util get trading dates. What is that for? It's not used at all, as far as I can tell. Might be a reason, but I can always add it back later. Arg parser is going to be used. Let's grab all that stuff. So let's just throw it here, I guess. Okay. Scanner config. Current date string. Let's delete this. Can delete this. We know that's there. Let's grab these and move these down here and make sure they match up. So that definitely matches up. You can see it highlighting up here. It's a nice way to check things that are matching. So that matches up. We're good there. I can delete that. This, throw right there. And this is matching. Okay. Um, Handle message, we already have. Does a lot more than that. Poly key, I already have that. Poly key, don't need this. Scanner config, I am using it. Is there any other place I'm using date time now? Yeah. So I'll just make sure it's capitalized. Boom. That's done. Get rid of that. Okay. I have to remember how exactly this testing part of the scanner works as opposed to production, and then why I need some of this stuff. So the scanner literally is going to read. The problem is the scanner's going to run, in testing, it's going to run the get calc bars. Yeah. So that I do want. But is it going to do all this other crap? I don't think so. Gotta think about it for a minute. And I will put this here, I guess. Comment it out. Um, this part actually should go up here. Here it's on comments. There we go. And then get rid of this. I think that's correct. Why is this so... I guess that's how I did it. Okay, comment that out. Get rid of this. What else? This was just me testing. It's the same thing as here, right? Wait, test. Here, I'll just throw this here, whatever. Get rid of this. Not much left to look at. Looks like 10 o'clock. And again, deal with that later. And then yeah, you do need this actually. Calc days back. Do I need that though? I don't know. I'm gonna say no for now. And I'm not getting a scanner config for any other reason, so I can actually move this up here. And grab this. And where is this? Current date string. If is testing, then scanner config path. I'm actually just gonna put this here. Get rid of that. Okay. Data dir. Let's see why I needed some of this. I don't see why, to be honest. Data dir, bars dir, percent up down dir. I do need that, right? It's a good idea to do it. I'm just hard coding it. It's whatever, whatever. I don't care. Um, bars, I don't need that, do I? I don't think so. Calc bars, I don't think I need. Do I need this? I don't think so. And all that I don't need. That's everything. Scanner is now an empty file until I move this over to scanner. And now this is an empty file. Okay. Let's take a look how messy this is. So yeah, threading, time, all those things. Arg parsers in there. All that stuff's there. Is testing. Looks good. Looks fine. Send alert. Looks good. All right. I'm gonna commit that. Add production scanner. Add initial prod scanner implementation. Done. All cleaned up. Cool. All right, I'm gonna take a break and then come back and do the do the what I want to do. Take a break, come back, and do the holiday stuff. And basically, that is some of these things that don't need and shouldn't really be running on holidays and weekends. Here, I'll just put holidays and weekends don't run. Same with let me think about this. Init scanner data. I could set the thing to be only weekdays, but I don't know. like the task scheduler, I think, but let's just do it this way. This should be updated to include Firebase, but it's fine. I don't care that much. Press server no. Scanner. This is an important one. Everything else looks fine. Cool. This is what I'm going to do when I get back. The holiday data will be from an endpoint in Polygon, and then weekends is a pretty easy check. So that's that. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break, come back and do that. Thanks for watching.